Good morning, Nicole Karkic and Rachel Schoutsen with you here. Lots to talk about as we're looking at two systems. There's one that is shifting across Quebec and the Maritime provinces for today, and another on its heels.
But the 401, it really was just crawling along through rush hour.
And then it was really coming down hard with the rain through the evening hours. I went out for dinner and I was going to walk, and then I thought, nope, I'm driving. For Muskoka, it was 16 centimeters. Ottawa saw 10, and at this hour, Toronto's sitting at 4 degrees, and we're actually going to get colder through the afternoon today.
Exactly. So temperatures were a little warmer now, but into the afternoon, it's still not a bad afternoon, I would say. It's comfortable. The winds, they continue to ease too. So a mild day today and even into tomorrow as well before temperatures really start to drop off into
Quebec City and the Gaspé. That's still some winter storm warnings we have in place, Rachel, where when all is said and done, we're looking at about 15 to 25 centimeters of snow there.
Okay, so as we take a look at your icons here, you can see some mixing still lingering on for places like Quebec City. Montreal, 1 degree today with some wintertime sunshine, so it'll be nice to see the sun after yesterday.
Yeah, and as we look towards the Maritime provinces, you've got your rain day today. So for the afternoon, we're looking pretty good, southern Ontario, but then we've got rain coming in tonight again.
Exactly, yeah. So this system, it's like a boundary. It sets up, basically brings winds or some rain first, extends right across the GTA. But if you're a little further to the north, temperatures are cooler here. So Parry Sound and Huntsville, you're going to be getting into some snow and mixing with this. Toronto, straight rain with the system.
Absolutely, and that extends into Ottawa and Montreal through Thursday, and then it starts to clear out. Behind it, we will get some cooler air, some northwesterly winds. So for Friday, colder air settling in for the weekend, but for the system we're seeing today, this is the rainfall totals we're seeing. And it's pretty significant out towards Niagara, Rachel. We could see about 15 to 30.
Exactly. So this starts to come in tonight. And the reason why Niagara could see a little more, essentially that boundary just holding a little steadier over this region. So as we take a look at your 7-day forecast here for the city of Toronto, you can
again. So a bit of a roller coaster ride. Surprising temperatures for this time of year, considering usually over the next few weeks, we're seeing our coldest temperatures of the year in parts of Ontario. Stay tuned for Around the World coming up. Happy Wednesday. Lots to talk about again. Nicole Karkic and Rachel Schoutsen with you here. We start off with the system that moved through Ontario yesterday that's now tracking across Quebec and the Maritimes.
Exactly. So Quebec City, you're staying into that rain-snow mix today, but let's recap and see what happened within.
Yeah, a lot of it changed over to rain, particularly in the Greater Toronto region. So that 4 centimeters followed by just hours of rain, and it was coming down hard at times, particularly in the evening for Toronto. So we get some nice sunshine today in the south. Toronto will be 2 degrees. Ottawa's got some sun, but there is a boundary bringing a general 2 to 5 centimeters, Timmins and Sudbury too.
Exactly. We'll take you and show you what the 401 is looking like this morning. This is a live shot through London. And Natish, I know you've been around Toronto this morning and you're seeing it on foot as well. So just a heads up to any of the pedestrians today.
All right, so a bit of a cold start in the dark, but we are milder now than we will be later today in cities like Toronto and Ottawa. Also, we've got the winds to consider, Rachel. Belleville and Kingston, a wind warning, and also up and down the St. Lawrence. Yeah, the winds for Toronto easing throughout the day today, so thank goodness for that. We saw those gusts 102 kilometers an hour at Pearson. We take evening. Yeah, Montreal sunshine by the afternoon. You're going to be sitting around +1, and we've got the rain moving through the Maritime provinces. And it's a general 10 to 20 for New Brunswick, maybe 5 to 10 for Halifax towards Yarmouth, and Newfoundland starts to see it through tonight. And this afternoon or later today, we will see the western shores of Newfoundland picking up some snow. And north of the St. Lawrence, that's where we're looking at piles of snow by the end of the day. Good morning, Nicole Karkic and Rachel Schoutsen with you here. Lots to talk about on this Wednesday. We made it to midweek of this week that many people are getting back to their routine. And the weather is right on track in terms of moving snow across parts of Quebec, but not on track with that mild air off in the Maritimes with rain.
Exactly. So we are going to be seeing those warming temperatures, but all we need is a little bit of snow for that morning rush hour. And some of the delays on the 401 eastbound Woodstock into Toronto. It was slow.
Yesterday, yeah.
Crazy.
So we got some sunshine today. We're seeing those winds dying down as well. Natish joining us in Toronto. How's it feel out there today compared to yesterday? All right, thanks for that update, Natish. And by the afternoon, Toronto +2. We're usually -2 for this time of year. Timmins, Sudbury, some light snow, about 2 to 5 centimeters there with the...
See the winter storm warning still in place, and that's with the system that affected Ontario yesterday still swinging across the east. As we look at temperatures today up and down the St. Lawrence, hey, it's not too bad. When you see those 0s and 1s on the board for a winter day, pretty nice.
Yeah, considering around this time of year in January, we're usually seeing our coldest temperatures of the entire year in cities like Montreal to be +1 with sunshine. That's certainly a break. And then towards the Maritimes, this is also really mild. Rain today, Halifax getting up to 6-7 degrees, 5 to 10 millimeters, a little bit heavier rain towards New Brunswick, and that snow northern New Brunswick and the Gaspé and staying north of the St. Lawrence.
Exactly. All right, we want to talk about some of the next systems that are coming into play, and it's this boundary that sets up across southern Ontario. Today, Windsor gets into the rain. Tonight, it crosses the GTA, and that freezing line looks like it stays up towards Muskoka, but then sinks throughout the day.
It does, and we're not looking at terribly heavy amounts except near the Niagara region, so just be on the lookout for that. And cooler temperatures behind it. We'll talk about how cold it's going to get coming up. Thanks for joining us. Nicole Karkic and Rachel Schoutsen with you here, taking a look at our top weather stories. We take you to this. Last 24 hours, we had snow and rain over southern Ontario. It is shifting east, though, and right now it's over parts of Quebec and the Maritimes.
Exactly. So Quebec City still dealing with that mix this morning. Rain moving into the Maritimes down here, and that's pretty much what the scene looked like all day long. Milton, 8 centimeters of snow, and then we switched over
by hours of rain after that. And this afternoon, we've got some peaks of sunshine. This will be a nice break. Toronto getting up to 2. Kingston, sunny. Ottawa, sunny 2. But towards Timmins, Sault Ste. Marie, and Sudbury, we do have a trough that will bring about 2 to 5 centimeters there.
Exactly. So as we take a look here at the conditions, school bus cancellations up through central and northern Ontario because of this ice. And Natish, also the Halton region reporting some downed trees, Toronto some downed power lines. So the winds yesterday, they certainly created a bit of a mess for this morning.
All right, thanks for that update. And you're going to need the shovel still through parts of the St. Lawrence north of Quebec City. We still have some winter storm warnings in place, and that yellow color or mustard color are the wind warnings still in play through the St. Lawrence there. And for Montreal, that sunshine and +1 is going to be a nice change. That snow line is really north towards Quebec City and north St. Lawrence. Coming up, we are going to take a look at around the world. Happy Wednesday. Nicole Karkic and Rachel Schoutsen with you here. Generally, this time of year, we're looking at some of our coldest temperatures of the entire year. However, we are still seeing some rain off towards the east. It was over southern Ontario yesterday, and now it's
whipping. You know, Nicole, yesterday I decided I was going to be brave, and I went for my jog yesterday. So I did 5 kilometers in the snow, and it was hard, I have to tell you. But then the plow came by right beside me and essentially sprayed all this sort of sludge that you see here along the side of Lake Ontario right onto my back. Yeah, that was an interesting run.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I don't run. Toronto to see mild temperatures this afternoon, Tish. So for January, not doing too bad out there. Yeah, certainly icy. We're even seeing some bus cancellations in parts of southern Ontario near Cottage Country because of the icy roads and also debris that's been strewn across some streets because of those strong winds.
Exactly. Even the Halton region has reporting some trees down as well. Toronto this morning had some power outages. Vaughan got back on the board at about 8 a.m. everybody. But yeah, we've been looking at sort of a slower start to the morning because of some of these issues. Now into the afternoon, Toronto gets up to 2 degrees, but notice down into Windsor we see that rain, and that's the next boundary that's setting up.
Absolutely. Still some wind warnings in place through the St. Lawrence and between Wawa and Sault Ste. Marie. That's a snow squall warning for you. And north of the St. Lawrence, we still have some winter storm warnings in play, but that's wrapping up through the day. Montreal's +1, which is really mild for this time of year, with that sunshine that's going to feel nice. A nice break from yesterday, and the rain is in.
That's where we're going to be getting into some snow. So 5 to 15 centimeters for you.
All right, and we're going to talk about this next system we're following, which is the widespread rain. So snow to the north, Rachel, but then through the afternoon, rain moves into Windsor. Through the overnight, makes its way into Hamilton and Toronto.
Exactly. So we're going to be seeing rain tonight, lasting through the overnight, even into tomorrow morning, and we'll actually see some of our warmest temperatures throughout the morning hours into Thursday.
All right, and as far as rainfall totals go, more towards Niagara. Coming up, we're going to show you the best video of the week and around the world.